So I'm going to do a quick video. This is a Honda Pilot that just happens to be parked in our parking lot. I don't want to draw too much attention, but basically, I want to show, I tried to do a video earlier and I kind of goofed up because I didn't know exactly where the hole took place, but Renee was shot, the hole's about right here. It's about 2/3 of the way to the windshield wiper, so about right there. So I just want to show where the shot would take place. You can see, I don't know if it shows, but if it shows the laser pointer, not sure. But the hole about right there, to reach center of mass about right there. I want to make a point, and you can either do the laser pointer or just pointing your hand, using your hand where the line of path would be. It puts the officer about right here, with his shoulder on the headlight. I just wanted to show that for reference because that's the same model as Renee Good's car, but I don't want to spend too much time in front of a vehicle that's not mine. So, like I said, my last video I really goofed up. My last video I showed the bullet hole taking place like right here, like where the windshield is, and even that wouldn't be too dangerous. But this is even worse for Trump supporters and for Jonathan Ross supporters. See, I've turned my wheels in the same direction as Renee Good's car, as her Honda Pilot. Mine is not a Honda Pilot, which is why I wanted to show you on, that vehicle right there, which is a Honda Pilot. I just parked next to it for the purposes of this video. It was happenstance that I, found with the same model. So, her tires were right there. I am where he was standing when the vehicle struck. So basically, this is where it would have made contact. So the vehicle would have made contact right here. His knee was in line with the headlight and the tire, meaning from here he could see the tire. And even if he was this far, he still would have seen the corner of the tire. So he was right here. He could see the tire. He saw her turning. When he took the shot, he leaned over the vehicle, fired right there. I want to show you guys exactly how dumb MAGA fucks are. My right foot is not in line with the tire. Even if the car was going straight, I'm going to show you how easy it is to get out of the way of a vehicle like this. I'm going to show my footing. That's it right there. It's not even a single step. Like, I don't have to actually physically move my right foot. He could have just spun out like that, and he'd be facing away from the vehicle, out of harm's way. That's what he had to do to escape danger. But instead what he did, he leaned over the vehicle. He switched phones. He started from this vantage point right here. He positioned himself in front of the vehicle, switched hands. He did not have a body cam. He switched hands. He switched his phone into his left hand, put the phone down right here, planted his hand on the hood, and then, again, with the foot planted right here, he leaned over the hood, shot her through the head, and then, again, he could have spun out to safety. He could have spun around backwards to safety. But instead, he shuffled his feet as the vehicle essentially nudged him aside. Again, look how much contact that is. Foot right here. I'll run at the vehicle. Watch. I will run at it. It's a glance. Car physically moved me out of the way. I'll do it again. Foot in line with the tire. And it doesn't hurt, guys. Do it. Try this yourself. Foot in line with the headlight, okay? And the tire. And run at it. Doesn't hurt. And I was traveling faster than the vehicle was when it hit him. People think that he was like right here. Let me show you how that's impossible that he was right here. Because the bullet hole is right here. I originally thought it was here. It's actually like right here. It's like an inch away from the side. So, like for real, that shot is impossible to make from right there. You have to be in line with the vehicle to make that shot. So this video is a little bit better than the last one I did. I'm making it by myself. So he fires the first time from here. Boom, right there. And then he shuffles to the side, and the only reason that the car had any impact on him is all because he was leaned over. Like he was physically on the hood like this, okay? When he fired the gun. It was like inches away from the windshield. And then, so the car, he made contact with the car, in other words. The car didn't make contact with him. The car would have, if he had just stood where he was, then it would have just glanced off like that. A bump. A bump. No damage at all. But then he takes 2 shots as she pulls forward, shoots her second time. Then he runs alongside the car to take shot number 3. MAGAs. I don't know what to say to you guys. I really don't. I'm just curious. How is this self-defense? In what world is this self-defense? There's a reason why people who are critical of Donald Trump think you guys are in a cult. Why those of us who are critical of you, hold on just a second. I'm going to turn this off.
Are fighting.
Sorry about that. There's a reason why we think you guys are just extreme cultists. Because of stuff like this, okay? The reaction from the right has been a mixture of things. There's been a mixture of reactions. Some people are, saying that he's a hero. I'm hearing everything from hero on the far right to like a more centrist MAGA position being something along the lines of, maybe he shouldn't have shot her, but he's justified in doing it. Which, guys, there's so much wrong with that. First off, from a practical standpoint, does shooting the driver of a vehicle in any universe make it safer for you if they're headed directly at you? Which he wasn't. I just showed you. It was possibly a glancing blow, a glancing bump on the thigh, unless of course he anchored his right foot and spun off, in which case nothing at all. And you're all saying, well, you only have seconds to act. Guys, I've been shooting a gun since I was a very small child and very young. Okay, I remember shooting a machine gun with my dad when I was 8. And I shot guns before that my whole life. I know how guns work. I'm comfortable around guns. I'm not as comfortable as he is. I'm not as good as he is. I'm not proficient like he is. Jonathan Ross knew what he was doing. He fully well knew what he was doing when he took those shots. He was combat trained. He worked for 2 different law enforcement agencies. The man knew his shit. So to claim that, well, you don't always know what's going on, he was trained in literal war. This guy's been to war. That was not a war zone. That was a woman in her Honda Pilot trying to get away from masked agents who were overstepping their authority. Again, MAGA is going to say, no, they're not. Yes, they're overstepping their authority. They have authority over immigrants. She's a U.S. citizen. End of story. The only possible way they can arrest her at all is if she's obstructing justice. She wasn't. She was not obstructing anything. Was she protesting? Yes, she was protesting. We have a right to protest, dickwads. A right to protest, fuckwits. I'm really pissed off because this woman was murdered in broad daylight, recorded from several angles. And I just showed you a step-by-step, analysis, or sort of analysis. It's a rough one, but pretty good. With the same model vehicle, from his perspective, what it would have been. With the camera showing you where the tires would be, where he would see the tires at. His phone was, again, haphazardly recording. He was not trying to show you anything. He was recording a pretext for murder. That's what he was doing. MAGA, if you don't get off this Trump train right now, things are going to go from bad to worse for you. This is the last stop. This is the last stop. After this, it's going to get bad for you. I don't want a war in this country. I don't want conflict in this country. I want your dumbass president gone. I want him in prison. For you, I just want to forgive and forget. You guys elected a fucking tyrant. I just want him gone. I don't want vengeance. I don't want blood in the streets. I want him out of office. I want ICE out of the streets. Do I want illegals off the streets too? Yes. Do I want them back in their country? Yeah, I do. But here's the thing. ICE is not doing that. They're targeting innocent people. The majority of the people they put in prison do not have criminal backgrounds. Do I want criminals who come to this country and overstay their visas and then commit crimes? Do I want them in prison or out of the country? Yes, I do. I do. His administration is not doing that. His administration is doing the opposite. They are locking up innocent people. They are going for numbers, okay? This is insane, guys. This is insane. This needs to stop. Anyways, enough of my rant. I'll end the video.